The March 27th meeting of the St. Bernard Village Council will please come to order. We invite you to stand for the prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. Our Father, who art in heaven, as a body we congregate in this council chambers for the betterment of our fellow citizens. Lead us that we may do all things well. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Morton?
Present.
Mr. Stuchel?
Present.
Mr. Edwards?
Present.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Here.
Mr. Schildmeyer?
Present.
Mr. Culbertson?
Present.
And Mr. Esteth is absent.
Let the record show 6 members are present, 1 member is absent. Members of council, what is your pleasure on the reading of the last minutes?
Mr. President,
Mr.
I'll
Schultmeyer.
make a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Schultmeyer, seconded by Mr. Culberson to dispense with the reading of the last minutes. Are there any remarks? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So ordered. Members of council, are there any errors or corrections to the minutes as submitted? If not, the minutes will stand as submitted. We'll move to reports of city officials. Mayor, Mr. Stuchel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to welcome Mr. Tim Williams to our actual wonderful village as the Interim Director of Public Services and Safety. I am very excited about his level of experience that he brings to St. Bernard, and I look forward to working with him as he guides us through this transitional period. So it is only appropriate that we do the ceremonial swearing in during this time period. So I'm going to ask Mr. Williams to please stand and raise his right hand. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution and laws
I will support the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
the laws and ordinances of the Village of St. Bernard,
laws of the Village of St. Bernard,
got it,
ordinances,
and to the best of my ability,
and to the best of my ability,
will discharge the duties of this office
will discharge the duties of this office
as the Director of Public Services and Safety
as the Director of Public Services and Safety
of the Village of St. Bernard.
of the Village of St. Bernard.
Congratulations. Thank you. Welcome aboard. I'd also like everyone to please keep our auditor, Peggy Brickweg's family, in your prayers. Last week, her husband, retired St. Bernard Fire Captain Kurt Brickweg, suffered a major heart attack and is now fortunately home with a long recovery ahead. And unfortunately, today, Peggy's mother, Sheila, had a heart attack as well. So with that being said, Peggy will not be here this evening. So again, please keep her family in your prayers. Peggy also wanted me to just give a brief explanation. Our law director is going to explain the other portion, but as far as ordinance number 10, as far as there was a grant that was received through the Ohio EMS grant for $3,264.88. So basically, what we're asking that is to be able to be put back into the ambulance supply line item. Contract staff, the $70,000, that was for what was left out of the budget as far as from Mr. Wordman, where he was looking to transition potential contract staff out. So that needs to be put back in, so that was discussed previously. And the $134,000 is for the engineering for the Greenlee improvement project. So again, that needs to be taken care of as far as for that engineering side. As far as lastly, since our last meeting, we were able to get the fire department contract finalized, and the appropriate ordinance has been drafted. I know we didn't have a lengthy period of time to talk about it. There wasn't really an opportunity because it literally just was finalized. So I'm asking that either be placed on the agenda for this evening, but if it cannot, I will be asking for a special council meeting to be held after our next committee of the whole. So their contract basically expires April 1st, and their first pay period for the month is basically 2 weeks later. So I'm hoping not to extend it beyond that and to eliminate the need for retroactive pay if at all possible. So if whatever council's pleasure may be, whether or not it's the desire to go into executive session to discuss collective bargaining this evening, whether you want to talk about it here, on council floor, I'm open to whatever. It's pretty cut and dry. as far as contract negotiation, or if you want to have time to discuss it, go into an executive session after, at the cow, I'm open to whatever. I just want to let you know that we just were able to finalize this, so I wanted to bring it to the table as soon as possible, and whatever your pleasure is, either today or at the cow, I'm fine.
Members of council, would we like the mayor to explain the changes and vote on it this evening, or you want to wait till the committee of the whole and we'll have the special meeting? Any remarks?
Steve, Mr. President,
Mr. Schultmeyer?
I would like to put it on and vote on it tonight if possible.
Anyone else?
I'll second that, if that was a motion.
I was going to ask for it later, but
Is this, okay,
That's
I'll ask for it later.
motion by Mr. Schultmeyer, seconded by Ms. Housefeld.
One remark, though.
Well, okay, then I'll hold off. Go ahead.
I would like him to at least explain to us and the citizens before we vote on it what the changes were, if there were any, just so that everybody's on the same page. Thanks.
Would you like for me to do that now during my report, or do you want me to come back to it? You tell me. All right, so basically, this is similar to that of the police contract. So Mr. Wordman and myself decided this year, because of the loss of St. Bernard Soap and the loss of Rao Brothers, that there was some reduced revenue that was to be expected. So we felt it was prudent to, going into the contract negotiation period this year, to not offer an extended contract being anything beyond 1 year. We wanted to make sure that we were putting ourselves in a good position and not overextending for a period of time. So basically, the police contract was a 1 year, fire's 1 year, and it would be the same thing for service. So with that being said, we basically offered the same level of compensation increases at 4%, which, again, we really couldn't go below that. I mean, that's for the cost of living increases, and to be honest with you, other departments that are being way more competitive, we also wanted to at least be conscious enough to keep at a rate where we could retain and also attract additional employees. So basically, that was the major percentage. And then the one other portion that we did give an increase, we had a $3,500 paramedic stipend that was previously in place, and that was increased to $5,000. That is really only appropriate because, again, paramedics doing the majority of the runs, and we needed to make sure that we did increase that. And in all honesty, that probably needs to even be addressed again the next round, just to keep ourselves being competitive. The rest of the changes basically were cleanup. I will tell you that over the years in inheriting this contract negotiation process, the same contract has been utilized over and over again, so there was just some language cleanup. I will tell you that, the union representatives, especially, Jason Martin coming in, bringing a lot of recommendations, we were able to work together, do some initial cleanup as far as in clarification. And, ultimately, this is, I feel, a cut and dry contract, and pretty simple. There was no heavy negotiation in this round. I think everybody in good faith understands our position, and, the fire department union has been a great partner in working through this process. So we were able to get this accomplished, and hopefully the next round will be just as easy. So, I'm willing to talk about anything else if anyone else has any, questions or concerns. That's really it. Do you have any questions, as far as?
Anybody? All right. Good with your motions then still? Okay. Motion by Mr. Schultmeyer, seconded by Ms. Housefeld to place ordinance 12 on the table this evening. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? So ordered. Anything else, Mayor? Or you good? Well, obviously Peggy will not have a report. Director of Law, Ms. Van Valkenburg.
Thank you. You have before you tonight Resolution Number 3. Ms. Brigwig asked me to prepare this. This is essentially resolution number 2, which you passed previously. Peggy had submitted it to the auditor. They came back and said we were missing some language. There had been a recent change in the law. And so, and they pointed out another thing that I was concerned about. So I'll just tell you what basically the changes are between what you passed previously in Resolution 2 and what is in number 3. I put the word Hamilton County in the title, so it's the Village of St. Bernard, Hamilton County. And I did that because one of the changes in the law required that we state that the village is wholly located within Hamilton County. And you'll see that I added that, excuse me, in the next to the last whereas paragraph. Also to establish the need to meet current expenses, which is one of the provisions of 5705. I beefed up the language in the second whereas provision in the first sentence. And really, those are the only changes. It's the same matter you passed before. We need to get this on the special election, so we would ask that it go by emergency this evening. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Treasurer, Ms. Tarrenkamp.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just have one thing to report, and that is the Star Ohio account balance as of the end of February of this year. It was $10,214,418.41, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Safety and Service Director, Mr. Williams.
I appreciate the opportunity to work with the city, the council, and the mayor for the next few months, and hopefully I can bring something of use to you all in this interim period of time. So thanks very much.
Thank you and welcome. Tax Administrator, Ms. Helms.
Thank you, Mr. President. Quick recap of February's tax revenue. Tax collections for February were $653,492. February is up 7% or $42,764 from February of 2024. A couple reminders, April 15th, 2025 is tax day. Your federal, state, and local, which is St. Bernard, taxes are all due. Any extension requests are for the filing of your return, not for the payment of any tax owed. All tax returns must have a copy of the W-2s, page 1 through 3 of the federal return, and any federal schedules if you have them. Your tax return cannot be audited without these documents. Credits for other city taxes paid will not be given without the W-2 that shows these paid credits. If you have any questions, please call myself or Sharon at 513-242-7710. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Before we move to standing committees, I just want to ask the mayor one thing. On Ms. Brickway's report, I just want to make sure, do we still have 3 line items on ordinance number 10?
Yes,
Is it $3,264.88?
yes.
$70,000?
Contract staff, yeah.
$174?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
134 for, streets and sewers.
Okay,
yes.
you read something else that made me think, and it might have been ordinance 11 with Langley. Maybe I was confusing. I just want to make sure before I forgot, basically.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Reports of standing committees, Finance, Mr. Morton.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for April 16th at 6 p.m. in the lower level of City Hall. We currently plan to discuss upcoming road repair projects. Also, the now quarterly Community Connect is scheduled for Thursday, April 3rd at 6 p.m. in the lower level of City Hall as well. And as always, all who live or work in the village are, of course, more encouraged to attend. I want to again thank the rest of council for passing the energy aggregation certification ordinances at our last meeting so that we can put this money-saving decision in front of the voters. I've reached out to Rich from Energy Alliances and anticipate having the details regarding next steps by our next meeting. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Service, Mr. Gus Stuchel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have the waste collection fee report for February 2025. $23,807.09 was remitted to the village. For the waste collection report for February 2025, the service department completed the following: 16 dump trucks spotted at residents, 21 dumpsters spotted at residents, 141.3 tons of garbage taken to the landfill, 19.8 tons of recycling materials sent to Rumpke Recycle, and 2,720 pounds of scrap metal recycled. And again, Cleanup St. Bernard Day will take place Saturday, April 26th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And Shred Day will be held on Saturday, May 24th, down at the Safety Center from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Public improvements, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you, Mr. President. There was no need for a Public Improvement Committee meeting, but I would like to thank Tim Wordman for his contributions to our village. Said even though he was only here for 9 months, we now see the value in hiring an experienced professional to fill this position of Director of Public Services and Safety. I saw numerous occasions that his knowledge on things from insurance to vehicle leasing saved our village money. He will be missed, but I wish him well. I'd also like to thank Tim Williams for temporarily filling this position and aiding in finding a person to permanently fill this position. With his experience, I'm confident this transition on both ends will go smoothly. Thank you, Mr. President. This concludes my report.
Thank you. Safety, Ms. Houseville.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tonight I have both the Fire Department and the Police Department report for February. Monthly report for February 2025 for the Fire Department. Fire incidents, structural fires 12, other fires 6. Auto accidents 10, hazmat incidents 2, service calls 6, fire alarms 13, CO alarms 2, and EMS 14, total of 65. Mutual aid given, Elmwood Place 3, Norwood 14, Reading 2, Laughlin 1, Springfield Township 4, North College Hill 2, Cincinnati 1, Amberley Village 1. Mutual aid received was 0. EMS incidents, transports 43, non-transports 58, total of 101. Mutual aid given, Elmwood 6, Norwood 4, Cincinnati 1, mutual aid received, Norwood 1. All paramedics attended advanced 12 lead interpretation class. All personnel toured B&G food sites. All personnel completed hose line advancement training with Tom Grau at the Old Square buildings. Started annual hose testing as well. For the Police Department report for last month, the month of February, the Police Department had 660 calls for service, resulting in 414 contacts. There were an additional 455 other services, details that were not necessarily called in by the public. These calls for services included 21 total criminal offenses, resulting in 82 criminal arrests, 31 traffic citations, 87 traffic warnings. They responded to 14 accidents as well, of which involved injuries. One which involved injuries. Under news and notes, this is a reminder that the Police and Firemen Benevolent Golf outing is rapidly approaching. It will be held Saturday, May 17th at Winton Woods. If anyone is interested in participating, sponsoring a hole, or volunteering to help at this event, please contact Chief Simos or Chief Young at the Safety Center. Thank you, Mr. President. That concludes both reports.
Thank you. Laws, contracts, and claims, Mr. Schultmer.
No report, Mr. President.
Thank you. Marketing, Mr. Culbertson.
Thanks, Mr. President. Summer fall sports signups are still being accepted at City Hall on Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. This includes T-ball, summer swim lessons, fall say soccer, lollipop soccer, and stingray swim team. The next Garden Club meeting will take place on Tuesday, April 8th at 6 p.m., and it will be held in the lower level of City Hall. The next We Thrive meeting is also on Tuesday, April 8th. It will be held at the main level of the municipal building starting at 7 p.m. Finally, the next German Luau meeting will take place on Tuesday, April 1st at 6 p.m. in Centennial Hall. If you have any interest in getting involved with the Luau, please come to the meeting on the 1st. They would love to see more community participation. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Committee of the Whole, Ms. Stegman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Minutes for the last meeting were submitted March 26th, and I have no communications this evening.
Thank you. This time I will entertain a motion to place Resolution 3 on the table.
Mr. President,
Mr. Schultmeyer.
I'll make a motion to place resolution number 3 on the table.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Schultmeyer, seconded by Mr. Culbertson, to place Resolution number 3, 2025 on the table. Are there any remarks? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. Clerk, will you please give the first reading of Resolution Number 3, 2025?
Resolution number 3, 2025, resolution authorizing a renewal 7 mil tax levy on the current real property tax rate for real property located within the Village of St. Bernard, Hamilton County, Ohio, certifying said resolution to the Hamilton County Auditor and declaring an emergency.
Members of council, you've heard the first reading of Resolution Number 3, 2025. What is your pleasure?
Mr. President,
Mr. Schultmeyer.
I'd like to make a motion to suspend with the second, and third reading of Resolution Number 3, 2025.
Seconded.
Motion by Mr. Schultmeyer, seconded by Mr. Morton, to suspend with the second and third reading of Resolution Number 3, 2025. Are there any remarks? If not, clerk, will you please call the motion to suspend?
Mr. Morton?
Aye.
Mr. Stuchel?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Aye.
Mr. Schuldmeyer?
Aye.
And Mr. Culbertson?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Members of council, what is your pleasure on adoption of Resolution 3?
Mr. President,
Mr. Schultmeyer.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt Resolution Number 3, 2025.
Seconded.
Motion by Mr. Schultmeyer, seconded by Mr. Morton, to adopt Resolution Number 3, 2025. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Morton?
Aye.
Mr. Stuchel?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Aye.
Mr. Schuldmeyer?
Aye.
And Mr. Culbertson?
Aye. 6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Resolution Number 3, 2025 is adopted as read. Clerk, will you please give the first reading of Ordinance Number 10, 2025?
Ordinance number 10, 2025, authorizing and directing the auditor to provide the following additional appropriations and declaring an emergency.
Members of council, you've heard the first reading of Ordinance Number 10, 2025. What is your pleasure?
Mr. President,
Mr. Schultmeyer.
I'd like to make a motion to suspend with the second and third reading of Ordinance Number 10, 2025.
Seconded.
Motion by Mr. Schultmeyer, seconded by Mr. Morton, to suspend with the second and third reading of Ordinance Number 10, 2025. Are there any remarks? If not, is there anyone in the audience wishing to address council on Ordinance Number 10, 2025? If not, clerk, will you please call the roll on suspension?
Mr. Morton?
Aye.
Mr. Stuchel?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Aye.
Mr. Schuldmeyer?
Aye.
And Mr. Culbertson?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Members of council, what is your pleasure on adoption?
Mr. President,
Mr. Schultmeyer.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt Ordinance Number 10, 2025.
Seconded.
Motion by Mr. Schultmeyer, seconded by Mr. Morton, to adopt Ordinance Number 10, 2025. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Morton?
Aye.
Mr. Stuchel?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Aye.
Mr. Schuldmeyer?
Aye.
And Mr. Culbertson?
Aye. 6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Ordinance Number 10, 2025 is adopted as read. Clerk, will you please give the first reading of Ordinance Number 11, 2025?
Ordinance number 11, 2025, an ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Safety and Service to enter into a contract with Alita, Inc. for the Langley Avenue Reconstruction Project and declaring an emergency.
Members of council, you've heard the first reading of Ordinance Number 11, 2025. What is your pleasure?
Mr. President,
Mr. Schultmeyer.
I'd like to make a motion to suspend with the second and third reading of Ordinance Number 11, 2025.
Seconded.
Motion by Mr. Schultmeyer, seconded by Mr. Morton, to suspend with the second and third readings of Ordinance Number 11, 2025. Are there any remarks? If not, is there anyone in the audience wishing to address council on Ordinance Number 11? Not, clerk, will you please call the roll on suspension?
Mr. Morton?
Aye.
Mr. Stuchel?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Aye.
Mr. Schuldmeyer?
Aye.
And Mr. Culbertson?
Aye. 6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Members of council, what is your pleasure on adoption?
Mr. President,
Mr. Schultmeyer.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt Ordinance Number 11, 2025.
Seconded.
Motion by Mr. Schultmeyer, seconded by Mr. Morton, to adopt Ordinance Number 11, 2025. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Morton?
Aye.
Mr. Stuchel?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Aye.
Mr. Schuldmeyer?
Aye.
And Mr. Culbertson?
Aye. 6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Ordinance Number 11, 2025 is adopted as read. Clerk, will you please give the first reading of Ordinance Number 12, 2025?
Ordinance number 12, 2025, accepting and approving the terms of employment agreed upon by and between the Village of St. Bernard and Local Number 450 St. Bernard Firefighters Union, IAFF, and declaring an emergency.
Members of council, you've heard the first reading of Ordinance Number 12, 2025. What is your pleasure?
Mr. President,
Mr. Schultmeyer.
I'd like to make a motion to suspend with the second and third reading of Ordinance Number 12, 2025.
I'll second that, Mr. President.
Motion by Mr. Schultmeyer, seconded by Ms. Hausfeld, to suspend with the second and third reading of ordinance number 12, 2025. Are there any remarks? Not, is there anyone in the audience wishing to address council on ordinance number 12? Not, clerk, will you please call the roll on suspension?
Mr. Morton?
Aye.
Mr. Stuchel?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Aye.
Mr. Schulmeyer? And Mr. Culbertson?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Members of council, what is your pleasure on adoption?
Mr. President,
Mr. Schulmeyer.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 12, 2025.
I'll second that, Mr. President.
Motion by Mr. Schulmeyer, seconded by Ms. Hausfeld to adopt ordinance number 12, 2025. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Morton?
Aye.
Mr. Stuchel?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Ms. Hausfeld?
Aye.
Mr. Schulmeyer?
Aye.
And Mr. Culbertson?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Ordinance number 12, 2025 is adopted as read. This time, does anyone on council have anything under old business?
Mr. President,
Mayor.
sorry, I did fail to report something under my report, but as a reminder, the Aquatic Center parking lot is closing for milling and paving, March 31st through April 3rd. So you will not be able to park in the Aquatic Center parking lot at all. For access to the St. Bernard High School indoor pool, please park in the upper lot and walk down the stairs to the pool entrance. This schedule is subject to change, of course, with the weather. And just to let you know, the work that's being done is not being paid for by the village. This is part of the agreement with the school. And again, they're milling the entire parking lot and the entry area to both sides of the track. So that will be milled first and repaved. They've also fixed the sewer drain that everyone had noticed with the plate that was there. That's now going to be operational. And just to let you know as well, the project that we had for the replacement of the retaining wall has been completed. So because, again, the paving project was the schools, there is an area that has to be dealt with as far as in front of the wall that was disturbed during the repair project. That will be repaired. We are under contract with a contractor to actually pour a new concrete gutter, and the damaged asphalt will be replaced as well, but it doesn't have anything to do with this project, so they will not be intentionally missing a part of the paving that was to be done. So again, I just wanted to explain that. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone on council have anything under new business? If not, is there anyone in the audience wishing to address council this evening? If not, I'll entertain a motion on the absent member.
Mr. President,
Mr. Morton.
just a question. Did you receive notification or a reason why the member is absent today?
No reason.
He did let me know.
Okay. So, Mr. President, I motion to excuse the absent member.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mr. Morton, seconded by Mr. Culbertson to excuse the absent member. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. The next committee of the whole then will be Thursday, April 10th at 7 p.m. At this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. President,
Mr. Culbertson.
make a motion, we adjourn.
Second that, Mr. President.
Motion by Mr. Culbertson, seconded by Ms. Hausfeld to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.